Is today's movie better or worse than Troll 2? You be the judge. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Claudio Fragasso's ridiculously absurd Zombie 4. After Death. Released in 1989, Zombie 4 finds Fragasso making yet another Italian Walking Dead film. As you may recall, he teamed with frequent collaborator Bruno Mattei to work on Fulci's Zombie 3 a few years earlier, but here it's all Fragasso. Yeah, you'll probably want to strap in for this one. Written by his wife Rosella Drudi, and featuring a surprisingly clothed performance from adult film legend Jeff Stryker, Zombie 4 has everything you could ask for. But the real question is it splattery? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is sponsored by patron Stephen Wilcox. No spam, and not your target demographic. I feel like we've really upped the name game this week. If you'd like to help free me from YouTube's tyranny and sponsor some videos, you'll find a link in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on some voiceover exposition.
They were scientists, experts in chemistry, biology.
I, for one, love when this happens. Don't show me anything, just tell me about it. Far be it from me to tell an auteur like Claudio Fragasso how to make movies, but I think this is out of focus. Starring Chuck Payton, aka Jeff Stryker. Sadly, this was a step down in production value from all the adult films Stryker had been making previously. And is it just me, or is this basically the baseline of Lionel Richie's Runnin' with the Night?
The heart of the city street was beating.
Don the Dragon Wilson is in this. I always wanted a kickboxing zombie movie. I guess this is what Survivor would sound like if they were from Belgium.
It's a nightlight. Whoa. Burning hot if you want it all, no.
Let's ask Ian Sarah what he thinks of this opening theme so far.
It stinks.
By God, it's Jim Moss! Alright, I know Rosella Drudi is gonna show up. Wait for it. Ah, there she is. Special effects by Franco Di Girolamo. Man, that never gets old. Don't let the Clyde Anderson moniker fool you. This movie is pure Claudio Fragasso. Only 1 year before he'd reach his creative peak with both Troll 2 and Night Killer.
Oh my God!
Meanwhile, over on the set of The Church... No, really, they shot this on the same set as The Church. We're not even 5 minutes in, and I already wish we were watching The Church instead. And we get this sweet Shaka Khan cameo. Then we finally join the movie for a special service where Shaka tries to distract evil Wilt Chamberlain. Weirdest solid gold episode ever. If we're being honest, this is really just another Tuesday night at Rick James's house. But look out, the white people are about to crash this party. Back in the crypt, Amazon Basics Wilt Chamberlain here has summoned some terrible special effects. And say what you will about Shaka Khan, but that lady knows how to make an exit. Then the white people show up. Oh, sorry. Did we interrupt your satanic ceremony? We could have sworn we heard I Feel For You playing down here. Turns out they just showed up to deliver some exposition.
You raised the dead to feed on the living.
But Wilt isn't about to be outdone.
You were the ones who started. You wanted to defy hell. And now hell has accepted the challenge.
And since we're here, let's get some more exposition.
I've used magic to open the third door to hell.
Third door to hell? This dude's like a satanic Monty Hall. You kids even remember Monty Hall? Christ, I'm old. Also, does this guy ever blink? After some backstory, which tells us that they're all stuck on a voodoo zombie island, one member of the bloodthirsty mob dispatches the priest.
Come back to life now if you can, bastard!
Cut. No, not like that. Like this.
Bastard! Bastard!
Then Undead Shaka Khan shows up with a delivery of Pimp Hand. And she's really doing a number on this dude. I can't show you this, but trust me, this guy wouldn't need much makeup to go as Two-Face for Halloween. Then we join Eaten Alive, already in progress. Faster, honey, we're being chased by the cameraman. Look at this acting.
We'll die. And they'll eat our bodies just like everyone else's.
The zombies are definitely attracted to this hammy performance. Are they wearing sensible slacks and hoodies? This family is hopelessly lost. Also, why didn't they get Robert Kerman to play this part? That dude knows the jungle. Budget Kerman then wanders off for a makeout sesh. Look at that necking. With Dad getting eaten alive, Mom gives her kid the tiki from the Vincent Price episode of the Brady Bunch and sends her on her way. Then she decides to head back to her wounded husband to finish the job. Bastard! Show him how it's done, Linda Day George.
Bastard! Bastard!
Then these zombies show up to make her pay. But enough of that. Let's head over to this episode of Thunder in Paradise. Oh great, another Robert Kerman. I'm gonna have to go get my flowchart for this. So far, this movie has introduced us to at least 15 different characters, and we're not even 20 minutes in. This is totally a Fragasso movie. Now we get some backstory about how these pleasure boaters are mercenaries. Or at least some of them are.
Of course, we only work for the good guys. If they can afford our lifestyle. Huh, guys? Huh?
All I can say is that they've clearly been avoiding Dennis at every turn. Also, is it just me, or do these guys look like they could be going to rendezvous with Hans Gruber at Nakatomi Tower this Christmas? And since we didn't have enough plots already, here's another. I have no idea who these people are, but if they could graft the girl's legs onto Jeff Stryker's torso, he'd almost look like he lifts and didn't skip leg day. Anyway, if you use your imagination and squint a little bit, this kinda looks like Pete Sampras, Billie Jean King, and Bjorn Borg. Back in one of our 15 other movies, this guy has left his scary Halloween sound effects tape in the boombox. And this girl is wearing the same tiki necklace that little girl had earlier. With the boat not running right, they decide to dock for the night and wait for the plot to show up. And on the same island, our mixed double squad decides to take a rest to talk about the exact same stuff they just talked about a minute ago.
This whole island is part of a volcanic formation, which appears extinct. But this topsoil here probably covers a river of molten lava.
Hey, that's Ted Russoff's voice.
There supposedly was a colony of men and women here. But where do they go?
They split to party at Croatoan.
All the inhabitants just died, but no one ever knew why.
Who is she delivering all this exposition to? Hey, the camera's over here. They head back into the jungle, and this might be the first time Jeff Stryker has been in the bush.
Hell yeah.
It is weird that these guys are traipsing through the jungle dressed like this. The outfits say they were going to shop at Banana Republic, not find an actual Banana Republic. The mercs head into the woods, where someone clearly left the fog machine running. Look out, I think they're near Camp Crystal Lake. Oh good, we've come across one of those fast zombies. I guess he wandered over from Lindsay's City of the Walking Dead. Tommy gives chase, and eventually they wind up fighting by this hot spring. Look at those punches. Clearly he learned to fight watching Vic Morrow and Humanoids from the Deep. Then Tommy learns an important lesson about turning your back on a zombie. This dude clearly prefers the white meat. Look at his reaction to getting bit by a zombie. Looks like he just realized he left the iron on.
Oh my God!
And he was left with the world's biggest hickey.
Oh my God!
With Tommy bit, they try to escape back to the mainland, but the crew had to sell the boat to buy more film. And I don't know if this is a fog machine or the entire Italian crew of Zombie 4 smoking cheap cigarettes just out of frame. Could go either way. In spite of the team's apprehension, they decide it's way better to die in the cave than spend another second in Fragasso's movie. I bet they'll find Rousdower down here. Man, they've really let the players' entrance to center court at Wimbledon go. And since nothing was happening in the cave, Kerman's crew decides to check out this totally safe graveyard. Surely nothing horrible will happen here. Here's the question I have. Do you think Budget Kerman is wearing the headband to enhance his hairline? After some more wandering around, they stumble onto the set of Robo-War. Then we get a little something for the ladies. This is what peak male performance looks like. And it turns out this is the door to hell.
It's the door of hell.
We get an explanation on how the amulet has to sit in the middle of the candles for the key to work. Look at his face. He's like, lady, you are higher than credit card interest rates. We're still hanging with the Kerman clan. Tommy here is looking a bit sick after taking a bite from the ninja zombie. I'd say he has a chance to pull through this, but since this is an Italian zombie movie, he's toast. Meanwhile, MTV VJ JJ Jackson is checking out the new set. That's a Christ I'm old moment too. And just like you'd expect, they find a couple of machine guns in this field hospital.
Welcome home to your big papa.
Tommy, meanwhile, is turning into a Foreigner song.
He's cold as ice.
You're willing to sacrifice our love.
Back in the cave, Massimo Vanni and team find a dog-eared copy of Finnegan's Wake. We're about to have 3 very confused explorers.
The Book of the Dead.
Oh, never mind. It's just the Necronomicon. It's nice they took the time to put the title on the cover of this ancient tome. That's for sure. I don't want to alarm anyone, but it sounds like this Book of the Dead must have been written by a bored goth who read way too much Poppy Z. Bright.
I raised the dead with my rights and scattered their souls away.
Claudio Fragasso?
Well, why are you stopping at the best part?
Then Massimo Vanni reads from the book. I'm sure nothing bad is gonna happen, right? And right on cue, here come the zombies. I think the guy on the right here is just cosplaying Bill Paxton in Mortuary. Stryker's over here doing a Wu-Tang cover. I call this one Protect Ya Peck. Don't look now, but Vonnie's been surrounded by the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness. Stryker's locked in a battle to the death, and I feel like all the other zombies are going to be jealous when they hear this one got stoned. Meanwhile, over in Fulci Zombie... And back at Camp Budget Kerman, the cameraman is sneaking up on this dude. Why does this feel like the opening scene of a P-Hub video?
It's just that I couldn't get to sleep, so I thought I could keep you company.
I will say I'm amazed no one has died of smoke inhalation from this fog machine. They gotta be breathing in the equivalent of 2 packs a day at least. Great, now the least attractive man in this movie is gonna score. Wow, she really changed her mind quickly when she saw that snaggletooth. Her rejection would have gone on longer and more awkwardly if not for this jump scare.
Okay.
I guess the Romero movies didn't exist in this movie's timeline. Aim for the head, dummies. Ooh, how exciting. Our movies have finally merged. I'm sure Zombie 4 is gonna get awesome now.
You can only stop him by blowing his head off.
Clearly, Jeff Stryker has seen some George Romero movies. Good job, Jeff. And Claudio Fragasso's version of Thriller feels a little underwhelming and derivative. If you guessed Tommy was going to wake up as a zombie, give yourself a screenwriter's credit. He gives her some pimp hand and then gets to first base. While all that's happening, Best Value Kim Basinger is trying to relock the gate to hell. Too bad for her, she backs right into this jump scare. But it turns out lighting the candles has stopped all the zombies.
Cease fire.
Unfortunately for our survivors, the wind blows all the candles out and the zombies start moving again. These Gates of Hell rules are confusing. I really thought Christopher George had figured all of this out already. And here's Claudio Fragasso's career encapsulated in a single scene. A shot out of focus and filled with copious abuse of the fog machine. Ah, so this is how they made the fog. They just lit random extras on fire. Nicely done, Fragasso. Back inside the Resident Evil mansion, they're about to light the cake. This seems like a terrible time for a birthday party.
What the hell are you doing?
And just as they're about to get the hell door lit back up, Tommy crashes the party. Unfortunately, Tommy just got chonged. Then Rod rushes out to fight the zombies. He has a gun. Why not just shoot them? Louise shows up to help and she looks fabulous. Betty's not so bummed she shot him down earlier now. While everyone's distracted inside, the zombie ninjas attack. It's good because we needed to thin out the herd in terms of all these characters. Man, remember the start of this movie when Shaka Khan was dancing around Satanic Wilt Chamberlain? That seems like 3 lifetimes ago. Afterwards, they're burning the dead and Stryker's adding fuel to the fire. Literally. Then he decides to retell half the movie in dialogue. You know, just in case you forgot what happened 20 minutes ago. Then this happens.
I know what they want. What they want is me.
Yeah, way to make it all about you, poor man's Kim Basinger. Story time's not over, though.
Why do you think you're the only one they want?
I know, because I've been on this island before 20 years ago.
No way. Who could have seen that coming? I mean, besides everyone. You can practically see her reading these lines right off the cue cards. There's a ton of backstory here, but the gist is that Kim Basinger's parents unintentionally killed Satanic Wilt Chamberlain's kid with their new medicine. There, I saved you like 10 minutes of Rosella Drudi dialogue. You're welcome. Wait, did this movie just start over? Oh, never mind, it's just Fragasso padding the runtime. Football practice. Budget Kerman drew guard duty and he runs into Zombie Rod. Rod is one of those rare instances where being undead actually improves your looks.
Don't you want to be like us?
You're not getting your dirty hands on me.
I don't think Budget Kerman is very impressed with Rod's become a zombie pitch. Probably because it's so lifeless. But Rod clearly went to the bub school of zombie and gives Budget Kerman a few rounds of hot lead. I guess he just got eaten alive. Wait, wrong movie. Tell Robert Kerman I loved him. I think it's safe to say that Claudio Fragasso was a huge fan of Fulci's Zombie. While everyone's waiting for Budget Kerman to die, the zombies arrive early to pay their respects. Or get a good spot at the buffet. He's dead, Jim. I like that the movie is just totally given up on continuity at this point. Is it day? Is it night? Who cares?
What do we do?
What do you mean, what do we do? You're the Gates of Hell expert. And just like that, Budget Undead Kerman wakes up, armed with his M16, and takes out our last mercenary. No, not J.J. Jackson. Now Martha Quinn's gonna have to cover all of his shifts. With the rest of the cast dead, our final survivors decide their best bet is to visit an unfinished loft apartment? There isn't even a floor in here. At any rate, these two look as bored as I feel. Somehow, J.J. Jackson's still alive, but not for long. His career's about to blow up. Anytime you see boarded up windows like this in a zombie movie, you know zombies are gonna break through it. It's movie law. And I told you. And now we're back to ripping off Day of the Dead. Stryker saves her, and thank God he used the M16 and not his love gun. At this point, the zombies are just regular people with cowls on. I guess Fragasso's makeup department quit already. It seems our heroes are in grave danger as they fight zombies in the cemetery. You know, since Stryker's in this movie, it really could have been Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. And somehow they wake up safe? Yeah, sure. Okay, let's just roll with that and see where it goes.
That's where it all began.
Oh, come on. I refuse to go back to the start of this movie. This might be the foggiest film I've ever covered. Inside, Stryker clearly has a Zippo on the brighter-than-a-lighthouse setting. They eventually find the Necronomicon and start reading.
There are 3 doors of heaven, 3 doors of hell. Those of heaven are within our souls.
Hey, don't read too much of it. You'll get a copyright strike. Then it turns into Lord of the Rings as she tosses the cursed Tiki into Mount Doom, thus thwarting Sauron's plans once and for all. Huzzah. Or not. And I guess Budget Basinger isn't going to make it either, because her face is melting. And freeze frame ending. Man, the Italians really love the freeze frame endings. And that, my friends, is After Death, aka Zombie 4. In the pantheon of Claudio Fragasso films, this one is almost competent. Sure, the story doesn't make a lick of sense, and it's filled with continuity errors, the acting is uniformly terrible, and they clearly blew the entire budget on a fog machine. However, Zombie 4 has a blunt charm to it, and it's another example of why I love Fragasso's work even though it's genuinely terrible. He clearly had fun making it. But enough about that. Can Zombie 4 deliver enough carnage to fill 5 barf bags full of brains? Let's go to the gore card! In terms of gross anatomy, Zombie 4 delivers. We're treated to face ripping, eye gouging, a fist through the chest, neck biting, and lots of dodgy looking zombies. There was a lot I couldn't show in this one, but Zombie 4 lives up to its name and earns a respectable 4 barf bag rating. This is definitely a sick flick. Looking for more jungle mayhem with plenty of splatter? Then be sure to check out my review of Eaten Alive. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.